What's up, Kangen fans? It's time for another chapter review for Strike It Rich. Chapter 36, no title as always. Quick note before we get underway with the review. I apologize because, well, you guys wouldn't know, but I'm going to apologize anyways. I wanted this chapter review to be out on Monday. It was Thanksgiving last weekend, so of course I had Monday off and stuff. But of course, thunder and lightning storms hit, and there was, power outages here, there, and everywhere. It was quite spotty on Monday and here on Tuesday, so I wasn't able to record it till late Tuesday here. It is what it is, so I'm already behind on doing a few recordings for this week already, but I'm going to try to roll them out as fast as I can. So with that being said, let's just get underway with the review. And this chapter was okay. I liked it. I'm not totally sold on the whole mafia crime syndicate having bad blood between them thing. That feels like a bit of a sub, not even a secondary plot, but like a third level plot, like it's way down, that I don't just really care about. It seems to just fill in the holes to create drama while we sort of take a break from the fights and the main plot. The main plot, of course, being the big cult thing and all that stuff with one of our main characters, right? So in that regard, this exposition part for why is the fighter doing what she does, and like she's a double agent for the Boya group who is the East Side Dragons and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, unless we're gonna go full Sun Ken Rock with this, not saying that you can't mix genres, but unless we're gonna go full Sun Ken Rock with this, and we're actually gonna take a break from all this, and we are going to, not be the battle fighting tournament female manga for a whole arc, and we're actually going to see, the guys in suits, machine guns, and these, and samurai swords, and these two crime syndicates going to each other's headquarters and beating the shit out of each other, and we're going to see the whole war, and blah, 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 and blood in the streets and stuff. If we're going to switch to a crime mafia manga for a whole arc, if we're not going to do that, then I'm not super sold or care very much about this exposition and the reasons why, you know what I mean? They take up a lot of panels to explain that, okay, Niwa clan group, Boya group, they don't like each other, and we're caught in the middle. That's it. That's all you need. One dialogue bubble, that's all you need. But instead, we get this huge exposition dump that, once again, is just following this little subplot that I don't care about in Omega, and I don't care about really here in Star. That being said, however, I do like Ichika in this scene, because she basically says, okay, so I'm going to give you the down and dirty really quick. It's like, this whole time, this Natsumi woman, she's a piece of work. She's been a double agent sent to sabotage us by the Boya group, because the Issa Dragons are creating a new promotion. It's not quite up and running yet, not 100% sure on the details, but it's called Love Psycho Girls. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that is the most clickbaity title for a female organization of underground fighting I think I've ever heard. That is literally the, a thumbnail on YouTube, big red circle with a red arrow saying, "The big secret revealed," or "I never knew this." And the YouTuber in question doing one of these. Right? That is the clickbait thumbnail 101. And this title completely just made me think like, oh my god, like hit the nail on the head a little bit, why don't you, right? So either way, I don't mind this as long as something comes up with this new promotion, this Love Psycho Girls, basically a female offshoot of Issa Dragons, which once again they lent them this Natsumi fighter from the Issa Dragons promotion, and we'll get to Ichika in a sec, but as long as this actually goes somewhere, like in the future we do a small, maybe sort of KVP style thing between the Love Psycho Girls and Valkyrie. If we do that, okay, then this was okay setup, but if we don't do anything else with this promotion other than once in a while have one fight against their fighter, you know what I mean? Then it really wasn't that necessary, you know what I mean? We already established that there was a few other fighters from other promotions already. We didn't need the introduction of a brand new one from the Issa Dragons if we're not going to have a full-blown arc and or tournament against them. So I'm hoping that this is good setup for that. And now going back to what Ichika said, so we followed the Mafia stuff that I don't really care about. Oh yeah, we're part of the Niwa clan racket. They think we're one of those, so they're trying to, really get under our skin so that Niwa clan will strike back, and then, it'll be all out war because they're waiting for somebody to throw the first punch, The Mafia is just like people in a bar nowadays. Nobody does anything without being hit first. I can't, you can't punch out a guy hitting on your wife until he throws the first punch. Otherwise, you're charged with assault. The world's kind of gone a little fucked in that regard. Anyways, point is, back in my day, we got thrown out of bars and just walked it off. But anyways, yeah, so after this, what I like about this scene for Ichika anyways, even if the subject doesn't, hit, it sort of misses rather than hits for me, is Ichika is blaming herself for this, saying we should have been far more careful. This is on us. The Issa Dragons renting us their star female player, and just flowers, chocolates, and a 50% off coupon to go with it. Like, it was too good to be true. It was too easy. There was no real, by the sounds of it, like, it went too smooth. No negotiations were really required. And so obviously she's beaten herself and, of course, the other two up, I'm assuming. Like, they're going to share the blame. You share the profits, you share in the blame, right? Just like a law firm. And in this regard, I think that this is good for her, being like, yeah, we got a little too cocky, we had a new space, and we were grabbing all these stars, and we didn't pay close enough attention that something like this could be afoot, something like this could have happened, and we took it too lightly. It's on us. And I'm like, okay, that moment I really like. I like that Ichika's blaming herself for allowing this to go as far as it did in the first place. That being said, Nozami, we jump over to her and her training, and we get to see a familiar cameo, a familiar face in Kurushi. Yeah, Kurushi's here. Woo! And I always butcher his name anyways. But yeah, so just labeled as martial artist. Nobody major, nobody big. Fucking A-tier fighter. Let's go. Might even be S tier at this point. We haven't seen him fight. Like, I want to see this man fight, and we'll get to that. So yeah, Kurushi is apparently was, and still technically is, Nozami's coach. Hasn't been for about 3 years since she publicly retired. As far as we're aware, that she publicly retired at 24. She started at 18, so he was her coach for at least 6-7 years at the very least, training her when she was in high school. So that's really cool and stuff like that. That's a nice tie-in. Once again, seeing familiar faces, that this all is happening inside the same universe and stuff, right? Plus that punching bag. I don't know a whole lot about punching bags and stuff like that. I'm more of a, like, the only time that I don't box or practice martial arts, to any degree. The best I do is shadow boxing for some calisthenics stuff. But I will say that I was pretty sure that bags can be like 60, 70, 80. So the fact that one's 150 and it does look quite bulky, I'm assuming that's a very heavy punching bag and very impressive and stuff like that, right? So anyways, they have this little discussion where Kurushi is basically like, yeah, oh yeah, you retired, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then reveals very quickly that, oh, well, here's the thing. It's like, by looking at you, you never slacked off. You've still been fighting, so what's the deal and stuff? So he's got a good eye as a coach and stuff like that. And he does reminisce, like, you had to retire so young while an old man like me is still active and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. And this is what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Kurushi, you're still active. Don't drop a bomb like that on me. Let me see you fight. Let me see you kick some ass. Like, goddamn, I haven't seen you fight. And no, I haven't read Fist of the Seeker. Maybe one day, but god damn, I can't follow that art. Jesus. I didn't read One Punch Man for the same reason. So yeah. Anyways, this is where they have a bit of a heart-to-heart as coaches and stuff like that. It's like, so she tries to play it off that she was just staying fit. She's not really, hasn't been underground fighting, hasn't been doing anything. Catches on pretty quick. We don't know if she's told him the whole story. Like, hey, I'm running this new promotion. Now I'm going to fight in it and blah, blah, blah. But it sounds like he at the very least said she's fighting in an upcoming match in an underground female organization. Did he tell her which one? Did he tell her he runs it? Or did she tell him that he runs it and stuff? Is Kurushi going to show up and be in her corner for the fight? I'd kind of like to see that. That would be pretty cool. Now, as a coach, here's what I really like. Is that, so she spills her guts to the coach pretty quick. But they talk about the eye surgery. They talk about the retina detached and all this stuff. And it's like, listen, I just want to lay it all out for you. Is that you could permanently go blind in that eye, if you continue fighting. Like, I'm glad the surgery worked. You're at no risk really in day-to-day life. But to continue fighting, you're at more risk than the next fighter. Even with that surgery. It's not probably a great idea. But as a coach, because we always see this in a lot of movies, we see this in manga, we see this in fiction a lot, is that the whole, I can't kill the fire in their heart. They have a fighter's spirit. I can't throw the towel. And then Apollo Creed dies because he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit. We see it all the time. It sounds good in theory, and generally, it doesn't end like Rocky IV, and they manage the victory, and they become the champion, and stuff like that. Whether it's in manga, a book, an anime, a movie, a TV show, that tends to be the case. The coach just can't kill the fire inside their fighter's heart. That kind of idea, right? This is a much more realistic coach, not in the sense of being too careful about the health and safety of their trainees, of their fighters, but in the sense that Karushi's just like, all right, here's the deal. You know the consequences. They are very real. Maybe you should stay retired. Let's the decision based on as long as you have all the information. Don't go out there and fight and think that surgery magically fixed everything. You are still a high-risk fighter. Maybe you should stay retired. As long as but Karushi, as a coach, respects his fighters' responsibility, autonomy, and just basically says, like, if you're aware of the risk, that's all I have to say. And Karushi doesn't actually at any point ever says, I think you should retire, or I think you should continue fighting. Does not give his opinion, and that's key. That's what I'm talking about as a good coach. It says, you understand, just gives her the facts. Doesn't give her an opinion, gives her facts, and says, you understand the risks, and if you're aware of them, that's all I have to say. You do you. Some people would argue that it's more of his responsibility to make sure the health of his fighter, but I think that this is a happy medium to the fantastical fictional coaches that we see in so many different forms of media. So I do like that. And also says, you're welcome to train here anytime. I could even set you up with a sparring partner. And I'm thinking we're going to get Cosmo in this chapter too. We do at the very end, and stuff like that, right? So Nozomi training with Karushi, it's like, yeah, okay. So Karushi is just going to do everything. He's going to loosen up her muscles, help her train and stuff. She about to kick some ass. The last part of the chapter is we once again get to Natsumi, who is apparently she's psychotic. She wants to break the young girls, She says, the cocky little girls are the innocent looking ones. I want to snap them in half. I want to make them bleed. It's kind of sick, and we've seen this type of person before. She's getting off on it, you know what I mean? I'm surprised she didn't start touching herself right then and there, thinking about it, you know what I mean? That agonized face, doing a Setsuna shit, you know what I'm saying? So, at first I kind of liked her, but this is so one-dimensional. I'll just keep it as it is for now. There's, like really tormenting a nice girl and stuff like that. Like she's just out to lunch and stuff, and she's being paid by the Boya group and stuff, and she gets some of the payment or all of the payment or something like that. It's like, I haven't done anything yet, yada yada yada. That ends the chapter pretty much. We do see, as I said, Cosmo at the very end. Like, this is my best student. Hi there. And so they're meeting up and stuff. Hopefully Cosmo is her sparring partner. That would be amazing. She'll definitely be in top form if that's the case. So, but Natsumi is definitely looking forward to this fight. Like, she's just like, hey, I get to do what I love to do best, which is fight and break little girls. Which, if this was a guy character, you think about that for a second. Put this as a male saying the exact same shit. I mean, so that's why, in lieu of gender equality, I'm going to go, this bitch is crazy, should be locked up, and I don't like her. It's not adorable on her. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's... No. Not like that. So, yeah. Anyways, That's it for me. Yeah, so we get another side of Natsumi. I try to like her a little bit. I think she's just completely out to lunch, though. But that's just me. What do you guys think? I like the Ichika, accountability, at the beginning of the chapter. I like that Karushi shows up, happens to be her coach and stuff. That's a nice little tie-in without completely having the Kengan staff take over, you know what I mean? These are nice cameos. They're spotted along just enough that it feels organic. It feels organic enough, and it makes enough sense. It makes enough sense that they would all, fighters would know each other. They would know the right gyms. They would know everybody. It would just be a thing. So, anyways, that's it for me. Chapter 36. Sorry it was a couple days later than I planned. I'm hoping maybe I'll get it out tonight. Might be Wednesday morning. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. Have a good one. See you back here next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. And take care.